I'm Romeo St.Pierre, and this is History Notes. The Abandonment of Hamburger Hill, 1969. In late May and early June of 1969, one of the most controversial chapters of the Vietnam War unfolded as American forces withdrew from a mountain they had fought desperately to capture just days earlier. The battle centered on Hill 937, a steep, jungle-covered mountain in the A Shau Valley near the Laotian border. Soldiers of the 101st Airborne Division, along with South Vietnamese forces, had spent 10 grueling days fighting their way up the mountain against deeply entrenched North Vietnamese Army defenders. The battle began on May 10th. American troops encountered dense jungle, steep slopes, hidden bunkers, and determined enemy resistance. Helicopters struggled to land through thick vegetation, artillery support was limited by terrain, and soldiers often found themselves fighting at extremely close range. Again and again, Army units assaulted the hill. The North Vietnamese defenders had transformed the mountain into a fortress, building a network of concealed bunkers connected by trenches and protected by overlapping fields of fire. Every advance came at a cost. By May 20th, after repeated attacks and heavy casualties, American soldiers finally reached the summit and secured the objective. The victory, however, came at a steep price. Nearly 70 American soldiers were killed and hundreds more wounded during the operation. North Vietnamese losses were believed to be much higher, but the fierce fighting and visible casualties quickly attracted media attention back home. Reporters began calling the mountain Hamburger Hill, suggesting the battle had chewed up soldiers like meat in a grinder. Then came the controversy. Within days of capturing the hill, military commanders determined that permanently occupying the remote position offered little long-term strategic value. The mission had been to destroy enemy forces operating in the area, not necessarily to hold the terrain indefinitely. As operations shifted elsewhere in the A Shau Valley, American troops withdrew from Hill 937. When news reached the United States that soldiers had sacrificed so much to capture a hill that was later abandoned, public criticism intensified. Members of Congress questioned military strategy, journalists challenged Army leadership, and many Americans already skeptical of the war saw Hamburger Hill as a symbol of the larger frustrations surrounding the conflict. Military leaders defended the operation, arguing that the battle had successfully disrupted North Vietnamese forces and achieved its tactical objectives. Yet the public debate never fully disappeared. Today, Hamburger Hill remains one of the most studied battles of the Vietnam War. It demonstrated the extraordinary courage and determination of American soldiers operating under brutal conditions, while also highlighting the growing divide between battlefield success and public perception of the war. For the United States Army, the story of Hamburger Hill serves as a reminder that tactical victories do not always translate into strategic or political success, and that the sacrifices of soldiers are often measured by more than the ground they capture.